And it was just awe-inspiring that 5 years in after surgery, I got invited and I obviously said yes. And she said, one of the biggest questions we get is how to build muscle after bariatric surgery. She's brought in amazing dietitians like Kim Terapelli and Kayla Gergen to discuss how to build muscle. But they haven't really gone from like a personal trainer standpoint of like, what does the programming look like? How do we put it all together? And that's where I really got an opportunity to shine, is give my own expertise, especially after 5 years of chasing building muscle and helping hundreds of clients do it. And then as this recording goes out, I'm actually going to already be in New Orleans for a bariatric retreat where we're going to talk about how do we put it all together after bariatric surgery. And resistance training is such a big part of that. So it's a pretty cool opportunity where like I'm in between these two windows. I'm recording this episode and giving you an idea. So the goal is we want to kind of bridge these two moments and kind of give you a clear idea of how to actually look like you lift after bariatric surgery. Because nobody gets bariatric surgery just to look like a deflated balloon. Even now, as I'm still recovering from my bicep, like I'm noticing that as my muscle is getting a little bit smaller in my arm just from not using it, which obviously I can't. I'm being restrained right now intentionally for it. I'm starting to get like looser skin, or that there's just a little bit of a droop in the under part of my arm, which some people call a bat wing. And I am 100% not worried about it because I know that as soon as I start training and activating my muscles in that arm, it'll all come back. And on the opposite side, I do not have it, which just shows it has something to do with the process that we're going through. So today's goal is I really just want to give you an idea of how do you start to get into the gym so that you actually look like you lift and that other people look at you and say, oh, they must work out. One of the biggest things that I see is people will come to me and ask, like, I just want to tone up. And this is specifically women. And I'm going to pause because one of the biggest issues I see in the online fitness and nutrition space are coaches who like freak out when someone says they want to get toned. And you'll see these Fisher Price or really heavy programming and periodization coaches going like, well, technically you don't get toned. You need to muscle build and get atrophy and go through like a double progressive overload. And yes, that is all important. But I think a lot of the times we freak out beginner lifters or anyone else by like yucking their yum because they don't know the proper terms of everything. And you're using like graduate level vocabulary and terms when a client is still trying to learn English. And that's kind of how I compare it. So when we talk about getting toned, we absolutely get our clients toned. And the way that we do that is it's really just code for building muscle. And there's a lot that goes on with how do we eat and dial in for the nutrition. And if you want to see that, you can go back to our episodes from both Mike Murphy, the dietitian dad, on how to build muscle after weight loss surgery in season 1. And Kim does an amazing one on how to incorporate carbs after bariatric surgery to fuel your workout. But for a lot of us, we say like, okay, now that we have the nutrition piece under good, how do we make sure that we are lifting to get the results that we want so that people, when they see us, actually go like, man, you look good and it looks like you work out. From a personal standpoint, I botched this completely. I did not truly lift for the entire first year after bariatric surgery. I spent a lot of time just walking and hitting my step goal, which was phenomenal. I hit 15,000 steps a day and I would do yoga. And in the very beginning, I had a lot of joint and knee issues. And that really was a great approach because I was able to get down to like 210 pounds, which is still like the leanest I have ever been. And I kind of looked like scrawny, where I remember like at 215, that was the mark where people started to go like, hey, are you okay? And that is totally different from where we are now, where when I had to do my photo shoot, I want to say a year ago, we got down to 214. And the bigger answer was a lot of people being like, holy smokes, you are jacked and ripped and peeled. And that's the goal that we want for all of our clients. Now, granted, they don't have to get down to shooting a commercial level of photo shoot lean. But what we really do for a lot of our clients is we want to work them into a level of lifting and nutrition so that we say they are within striking distance of that photo shoot bleed. And what that means is we want you to live a comfortable lifestyle where you're tracking or living in maintenance, where you are lifting heavy, you are challenging the weights. But then also, like, you can have a cheeseburger every now and then, or you can have pizza and not freak out.